Hi, everybody. Nancy Atkins here at Atkins Family Law. So the question that I get a lot is, should I put myself on child support? I think you should, right? I think you should. There's a lot of reasons why you should. Number one is then you know how much you got to pay to support your kid, right? Most normal parents want to support their kids financially. So I would get on child support so that you know what the monthly number should be every month that you're supposed to be providing to help support your kid. And then there's also, you get a claim for health insurance. If you're paying health insurance for your kiddo, then you get a credit for that. And then if you got a little one, I see a lot of parents get knocked over on this daycare component or the aftercare component. So I have parents that are paying $600, $700, $800 a month because they got socked with daycare, they got socked with an aftercare component that got added into the child support. And they weren't even around when the thing got established. And then they come back later on because it wasn't done correctly the first time, right? I'm going to keep reiterating that in these videos. But that's one of those things that if you're involved in the child support, then you know you have the right number. And that you know what's going on and that you don't get socked with it down the road 5, 10, 15 years later because you think that you're cool and everything's all right. And, you're not worried about child support. So, the other thing too about the child support, if you put yourself on child support, then the money that goes to the other parent is no longer a gift, right? If you're not on child support and you're giving the other parent money, that is a GIFT, gift. You don't get credit for any of that. And it's really, really hard to prove. I get a lot of parents that are like, oh, I could show this, I could show that. But you know how hard it is to show the money that you gave when it would be so much easier? Because that's when you're not on child support. And if you're on child support, you make a payment through the depository. It's electronic. Click, 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 and the money's on its way to the other parent, and you get credit through the depository. So the state of Florida is very happily, free of charge, tracking all the money that you send to the other parent, which is going to be so important when the other parent tries to come back and say, oh, I didn't get nothing, and he owes me money. So get yourself on child support. I don't see a reason not to. And the other thing too, folks, is I had a conversation with somebody who was paying too much, right? This gentleman that I talked to last week was paying too much. So you don't want to be that parent who's paying too much, right? Because you want to have the option. Ideally, you're spending time with your kid. And we all know if you're a parent and you've got that kiddo with you, it's more expensive when they're with you because you're running through the store, you're picking them up from school. I need this, I need tuition, I need lunch money. Can I get a piece of candy from, Target or whatever it is? So there's just all these things that are out of pocket when the kid is with you, which is outside of the child support obligation. So yeah, if it was me, and this is not advice, right? But this is what I would tell you, is to go get on child support. Figure it out. Make sure it's the right number. Make sure you've gotten all the credit that you're entitled to, whether it's health insurance or whether it's actual payments made to the other parent. And then you've got an accounting. You've got an accounting of what's going on. And then everybody knows what's happening. So I would definitely talk to a family law attorney about the child support obligation, because here in my office, I have software that calculates the obligation. And I can tell you fairly quickly, once I have the financials, what a good range is for a decent child support obligation. So, and then it's funny, I was watching Tyler Perry last weekend and they were talking about, listen, you know what? I'm going to keep this classy, but I really, really laughed with Tyler Perry. He can just put this stuff on point as far as what's going on with you guys. So, all right, I'll talk to you later and get yourself on child support.